Hi everyone, I'm John, and today we're going to be doing reversing rhythms, how to sort of create more flexible rhythms in the future by being able to break habits, like when you create a groove, how to break that groove. And if you practice kind of reversing rhythms, it helps the mind to learn to become more flexible instead of getting stuck in grooves a particular way round. And also in the future, that will help you to develop kind of like by being able to break grooves, how to be able to then create more grooves and constantly being more flexible with them and become a more versatile player in the end. This is what years ago, I kind of learned that I needed to be able to break a groove so I could actually, create more interesting stuff rather than getting stuck in the same old groove all the time. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a very simple rhythm today so you can practice on something simple, because it's really hard to get reversing a rhythm when if there's a lot going on. So all I'm going to do is start off with a simple rhythm with dee-wah, 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 like that. So here we go. So that's the first part, dee-wah, 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 simple, right? The next bit, I'm just pronouncing deal with the tongue, dee-wah, dee-wah. I'm not vocalizing anything, it's all silent. But I'm using the tongue movements to do that. So if you just follow that. Now what I'm going to do is reverse it now. Instead of going dee-wah, I'm going to do wah, dear, wah, dear, wah, dear. So I'll get the drone going first to get this, because I've got to get the wah in. So I'll go wah, dear. So let's do that. So it's exactly the same, but all I'm doing is starting on the wah. So I kind of reversed it. So now it's wah, dear, wah, dear, wah, dear, wah, dear. That's that one. So you can practice that before you move on, and then pause this video if you want to, or you can just look at the rest of it as I'm getting going and then go back to it and sort of start from there. So the next bit I'm going to go and do what am I going to do? I'll play it on the didge and then I'll explain what I'm doing next. Right, what I'm doing there is deal-wah, door-wah, deal-wah, door-wah, deal-wah, door-wah. What I'm doing is literally pronouncing again, it's no vocals, of course, it's just deal-wah, door-wah, deal-wah, door-wah. So when I'm going deal, the tongue's coming forward from the top of the palate, deal, to get the D, like when you pronounce a D, deal-wah, and then the door is deal-wah, door, and the tongue is behind the ridge of the palate there, and it's just dropping down, deal-wah, door. If you just pronounce door but silent voice, that's what I'm doing. So that's deal-wah, door-wah. Now what I'm going to do now is reverse that and go wah, deal, wah, door, wah, deal, wah, door. So basically we've just swapped it back to front. Here we go. I'll get the drone going first. That's all I've done, is reversed it. Instead of going deal, wah, door, wah, I'm going wah, deal, wah, door, wah, deal, wah, door. And it's when you first learn this, when you first learn to do it, the mind, it's hard to get your head around it to start with. For some, it depends on the person, but it can be a little tricky. So you have to kind of work at it, work on your kind of to reverse these things. And as I say, it'll really make your mind more flexible. Back in the mind when you're playing, it'll kind of, in time, that will really start helping you to sort of become more flexible. And as I say, getting on and off different grooves and things. So that's what that one, deal-wah, door-wah, deal-wah, door-wah. Now, let's see, can we reverse that as well? Let's see, we got deal-wah, door-wah. So I'm going to go door, instead of going deal-wah, door-wah, now I'm going to go door-wah, deal-wah, door-wah, deal-wah. Let's have a go at that. Just doing that movement there to show you what I'm doing with tongue. So I'm going do, wa, deal, because tongue's coming down on the door. Do, wa, deal, wa, do, wa, deal, wa. So I've reversed it from deal, wa, do, wa, now to do, wa, deal, wa, do, wa, deal, wa. So, as I say, you can go through it and then come back to practice each bit, or you can just stop and practice each bit and carry on. Don't worry if you can't do it. You know, at the end of the day, it can always be a bit frustrating when you're trying to work your way around. You know, what am I doing? Sort of deal with. Take some practice. So just practice on the first piece, you know, and get that first, and then move on from there. So now I'm going to sort of progress and maybe do one more. So what did we do? We did. What did we do there? We did do, wa, deal, wa, do, wa, deal, wa, and then we did wa, do. So now, I don't know if I've just done that bit. Let's do it anyway. I might be repeating myself here. I can't remember where I'm getting confused myself here. So now we got, so I said do, wa, deal, wa, do, wa, deal, wa. So now I'm going to do wa, do, wa, deal, wa, do, wa, deal, wa, do, wa, deal. So I've just reversed the do, wa, deal, wa to wa, do, wa, deal. Hope that makes sense. Get the drone going first. So I just slowed it down a little bit at the end there as well. So basically that was finishing on wa, do, wa, deal, wa, do, wa, deal. So there's a few there to go back to. As I say, I've started off very simple, and you know, obviously if you can practice that and get your head around practicing the simple stuff first, then when you're practicing maybe something faster, you'll then be able to reverse bits and pieces to just make everything sound more interesting and to change the pattern, even though you might have the same beat. So you might be going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like a 4 beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you might, when you're changing the bits around there, it'll just make it a bit more interesting. And as I say, what it really can help with is breaking it. One of the hardest things is the mind gets stuck. It's not really, the physical playing can do lots of things, but it's the when you get imprinted a pattern on our brain, it gets stuck in it. And you know, often we can get stuck on a plateau because we get stuck in the same groove. So it's great to get into a groove, but then if we can learn to also break the groove by changing the things about, then also it'll just help us to develop more rhythms, because once we can learn to switch things and get off of it in their mind, it's like, right, now I can experiment, try this, that and the other. I think I'm going to keep this nice and short. Gives you something to practice, and you know, don't worry if you don't get it to start with and you struggle. Just start off with a very simple bit at the beginning, keep practicing, come back to it, and then move to the next bit when you want to. And that's about it, really. Anyway, hopefully you found that useful, and good luck with it, really. That's all I have to say.